Willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome back to my channel. Would you care for a cup? Well, I'll go ahead and put the kettle on, and then we can go ahead and start talking about what I have been up to for the past 3 months. You may have not noticed, but I have moved to New Jersey. We are currently setting up a house that was built in the 1920s. If you saw my previous videos of the walkthrough of the house, you can see how everything is set up. Now, we are having family come down at the end of the month. So, for the past 2 months, I have been putting together all the types of things that I am going to need to do a guest bedroom. And in doing so, it took a little bit of money, but spread out over a couple months, got it to be more manageable and more affordable for myself and my husband. So, this is how we went ahead and did our decorating of our guest room for our family that is on their way up. And again, we didn't spend that much money. We maybe spent about $400 in total, finding sales, Amazon deals, and also just keeping an eye out on things. So go ahead and watch the video, and I'll be right back. Okay, so this is the guest room in its current state. We finally got most of the boxes out of here, but again, it's still a lot of work that needs to be done to the guest room. I'm going to try turning this into a Harry Potter guest room, and in doing so, I have 2 gold beds. I have the air mattresses right there. I'm going to take this mirror, which you probably can't even see, and I'm going to repaint it gold so it matches. Still need to find the lights for this room, which is somewhere in this house. And a lot of the tchotchkes need to go downstairs. But first things first is I got to go through some of the boxes for the bathroom. And then we'll probably get started. But this is going to be done over a multiple day thing. Mainly for the fact that I only get 2 days off from work. And at least one of those days is spent with hubby. The other time is something I can work on in here, and this is going to be an ongoing process that has to be done by a certain time because we do have family coming up to visit with us in about a month. So, day 1, we got most of the boxes out of here, and let's see if we can get these beds together, okay? Well, we got one bed done, so I guess it's time for the next one. But because this is Harry Potter, and that's how it's done. So all we gotta do is now go get the rest of the bedding next month when I get paid. And I want to do something to this wall. I also am not a big fan of this lamp, but I put it there just so I could have a light in this room, and I plan on putting a mirror. So let me explain what my plans are. Okay, so I've accumulated some things for the guest room. Now, obviously this was in our living room. Can you see it? Change the white balance later, but I got 2 shelves and this leather trunk thing. But I made my husband go through all of his books because he's got duplicates and triplicates of the same book. So I told him, pick the worst copies and we're going to get rid of them. But since we also have duplicates and triplicates of Harry Potter books, again, these are from like the Goodwill. So my idea is to take these books and some wallpaper paste or some Elmer's glue or something like that. I'll have to do a little research and see how I can do it on the cheap. But to take the pages from the books and wallpaper this one wall so that it's kind of like a backdrop to the two beds. I don't know if that's a good idea. So yeah, continuity. There's some other things, but anyways, so that this one wall would be pages, and then put the little shelf there, and then the mirror right in the middle. Maybe find a different lamp, or if I ever do find the little lamps, put them right there. So again, it's an ongoing process, and I still haven't made the other bed, but here's the first one. The first layout didn't work due to spacing right here and right here. It literally left like that much of a gap. So 1 and 1, the little table that I have is exactly the width between the two beds. So yeah, it'll be a little bit of a shimmy to get between the beds, but I think this will work. Be a nice little guest room when I'm officially all done with it. And then I'm going to also try to get a shelf for up here so that I can put some of the Harry Potter Funkos that we have, and some of the other little things, like we have, you know, like Squishmallows and stuff like that. So, and some of the pillows. I've been accumulating everything in this room so that we can get everything to good to go. So, and I'm also thinking about somehow on this wall putting my grandmother's broom from Germany, and then put a little label below it saying like Nimbus 1 versus Nimbus 2000, because it is fairly old. I mean, it's from Germany, probably before World War I. Not 100% sure, but this was my grandmother's, and I want to put it on the wall. My arm's not long enough, but I want to put it on the wall and make it like Nimbus 1. I don't know yet, so I'm just going to put this in the closet for right now. Somehow doing this one-handed is not fun, and I'm out of breath because it's hot. But yeah, it's coming along. Okay, so I've pulled the beds away from the wall. Now it's time to start taking apart these books so that I can start mixing the glue and wallpapering the wall. Unfortunately, my ladder won't get here until 10 a.m. so then I can go up higher. So let's get started. I started off by using an X-Acto knife to cut apart the pages, but then later on realized that it was just easier to tear them than to sit here and try to cut them. Plus it gave it more of a natural edge anyways. Just used standard wood glue that I got from Lowe's and diluted it with water. Essentially all I did was paper mache the wall. As you can see here, I'm just glooping it into a bowl of water that I don't plan on using for food ever again. So this process is very messy, so make sure you keep everything clean. And all I did was just put the pages into the bowl of water and glue, let the excess run off, and then just slap them randomly anywhere on the wall. Again, sorry, I did not plan this angle out very well, but as you can see right there, all it is just stuck to the wall, and I'm cleaning up the excess that ran off the pages. You can use your fingers to push down some of the edges that didn't get quite covered in the glue, but essentially all you're doing is paper macheing your wall with pages over and over and over again. For the corners, what I did was I decided to fold pages in half so that it would give it the look of pages going off the wall. So that's basically all I did. You can cut this, but you don't have to. I started off by using pages from a book that my husband liked, and then switched over to intermittently versing some of the pages from Harry Potter. And you can see on the one cover page right there, I did cover up a specific name that I do not want in my house, nor do I want it on my wall. So I liked the picture, but I did not want the name of the author, so as you can see here, I just placed more pages over the top of it to hide it. So this is what it looks like after an hour, including my fingers. Kind of turned yellow because of the glue, but I wanted this to have a yellow tint to it because it's supposed to be an old book. So I'm about a quarter of the way done. So I'm gonna go eat something first and then let this dry for a little bit, and then I'll be back to finish it.
A few moments later.
Okay, so the wall is finished. I just finished this over here. It took me from 9:30 this morning till I think it's about 4:30 now just to do this. I do have some pages of Harry Potter dispersed within the whole thing, but really didn't want to put anything right there because that's where the mirror is going to hang. But then I thought about, when we move, somebody's going to be like, well, there's nothing here in the middle. So I put one there. We'll see what it looks like tomorrow when it's completely dry. I'll leave the fan on blowing all night. And yeah, we'll go from there.
One eternity later.
So now that we have the wall done, we have to go ahead and put up the shelves. Now, I did go ahead and stain this shelf, which you can see me doing, and this is how it turned out. So I have to get the hardware for it, which is going to come from a third shelf like this. So I have two shelves, which are going to go on either side, and I also have the third shelf, which is going to go above the door. I just have to take the hardware off of it. And I also need to find my laser leveling tool, say that 5 times fast, in order to make sure that these shelves are perfectly straight on each side. I also need to measure out the distance between the two for the mirror. So let's go ahead and get all that stuff started and see what happens. So now that I found the placement for where the mirror is going to go, I still do need to fix it up. I just wanted to get a size reference. So I'll go ahead and take it down, and then I will use the laser tool, and then I will show you how I'm putting up the shelves. So go ahead and get that started. Is what I'm using for the laser tool. It has a pin on the back, and it also has leveling. Tells you how leveled it is, vertical, horizontal, so on and so forth. And it projects a laser across the room. So I will show you how I do that. And I kind of want the shelves we'll say right here. So you push the pin into the wall. This is magnetic. It also tells you where you're going, however many degrees. So you put it on, turn it on, and it projects a laser across the whole wall. So let's go ahead and do this side first. Find level, like so. As these shelves are not going to be load-bearing in any way, shape, or form, they're simply going to be holding some pictures and a Funko figure. I didn't use any anchors, so I just screwed directly into the wall and hope for the best, but most likely they're going to stay where they're at. So I'll go ahead and flip this the other way. Make sure that it's level, so I know where to put the other shelf. So this is what I've gotten done right now. I've placed the shelves for placement. I have the mirror hung. I still need to fix and paint the mirror. The next step is to go ahead and hang up the shelf above the closet. So these were shelves that I had from the last apartment we were at, and don't be worried, the little shelf did not go to waste. I ended up using it in our quote-unquote foyer so we can hang bags and have a place to hang keys. If you hop over my Instagram, you can see that picture. As you can see, I'm struggling a little bit, so I asked hubby to come in and hold the shelf in place so that I can actually screw it in place. So here is the debut of my husband on YouTube. But if you follow me on any other social media, you'll see him. Well, now that we have a large majority of the room done, except for a couple little odds and ends, like I'm still waiting on hooks from Amazon, and I gotta run to the Dollar Tree and get some picture frames. But other than that, everything else is in. So let's go ahead and get started and get this room together. So, let's go.
Que le banquet commence. Tu parles, serpent? C'est Harry Potter. Harry Potter. Monsieur Potter. Il faut que j'ouvre. Vous voulez que j'ouvre? Pas de chance, crotte de nez. Ulmos maximum. Voici un moment extraordinaire.
So I hope that you enjoyed that little bit of home renovation and how we did our guest room. Remember, it doesn't take that much to be able to make a special thing for family and friends and other guests who come over. All you gotta do is use your creativity and use what you got. We used our collection to basically make an entire Harry Potter room. And in doing so, we had so many copies of Harry Potter from Goodwill, ones we purchased just because my husband liked the cover, or other ones that we had that we ended up using. And we're gonna enjoy it more than having to reread a book that's falling apart for one, when we have 3 to 4 other copies of the same book. So, if that is something that you are interested in and want to follow along for the next type of home decor or project that I'm currently working on, remember to like, share, subscribe, and I have an idea for what the next video is going to be, but it may be a little bit out of this world. So, if you want to know what that means, come back next time, and I'll see you in the next video. So, tschüssi, bis nächstes Mal.